matchups in the history of college football have had games, and more specifically, endings etched into the memory banks, etched into the lore of the sport, more than the Iron Bowl. From the kick six to the grave digger, you just hear those words. Emotions, frustrations, stirred up that last a whole year. And in a rivalry game like this one, we can only hope for another classic like those. As we'll see the number 9 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on a fellow SEC opponent, the Auburn Tigers. 48 Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Auburn will kick off to get us underway. He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So Alabama's offense takes the field to start this game off. Last year's Iron Bowl is pretty much what we've come to expect when it's in Tuscaloosa, as scripted as it was a year ago. The drama you tend to find when they play in Jordan-Hare, but there's no mistaking the intensity no matter where these two get together.
Yeah, and Auburn didn't play their best, but this rivalry always provides fun. Like, there's some way, somehow, it shouldn't happen. Where it's played has always mattered. It seems like it will swing the pendulum a little bit, but a lot of hate in the Iron Bowl. The state of Alabama, you're either on one side or the other, and it's usually not friendly. This will be a fun game to watch.
I feel like this is the rivalry game that consistently provides the most drama at the end of every season. That's why it's so much fun to watch. Last year when these guys played, Peyton Thorne threw for over 300 yards, but it wasn't close to enough. They need more balance. They can't turn the football over if they're going to get this win over their hated in-state rival.
Oh, they're after him! And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, second down coming. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. To the air, it's Simpson. They're setting up the screen. Finds a little bit of room and finally wrestled out of bounds at the 43.
One of the things I love about this offense is they're very versatile in their passing attack. They throw to receivers and tight ends, and the screen game is big as well. This guy is a weapon, and you're seeing that here early.
This Alabama offense is clicking. They're set up with another first down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Pass is incomplete, and by this stage of his career, you'd think a junior quarterback might take a little better care of the football. These two rivals first played in 1893, but there was nearly a half-century, guys, when they didn't play each other because they got in a fight over, among other things, gate receipts.
Yeah, listen, I've been lucky enough to broadcast this game before, and I'll never forget being at Bryant-Denny Stadium and just feeling the energy. It was just completely different versus anything I'd ever seen in college football before. David, there's a different meaning to this game for both of these schools in the state of Alabama.
Yeah, and it's just different because I think being in the state, like, fans are around each other all year long. Players are around each other all year long. You know, the Iron Bowl was a civil war of hate between...
He's loose. He's got first down yardage as they move it to the 44. Third and short, and I guess the only thing they really took out of play in the shotgun was the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I like to do, Reese. I mean, 3rd and inches, I want to run the quarterback sneak, run the football, but this team fully comfortable throwing the football, and you see why. Easy pitch, easy catch, first down.
Catch in the middle, it's Cuevas. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33.
You know, tight ends are such matchup nightmares and problems for defense. They're too big for DBs to cover, and they're too fast for linebackers to cover. You saw it right there.
Here comes the heat. With the catch, it's Washington. He works his way to the 23 before he goes out of bounds.
Hey, guys, this running back's not just catching checkdowns or swing routes. You can get him vertically down the field and let him go to work, especially when you get man coverage. Take advantage.
The Crimson Tide could get very aggressive here on 2nd and inches. Looking to pass, it's Simpson. Grab near the sticks, it's Williams. Touchdown Tide! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
You love as a head coach to watch your offense take the field and establish a rhythm and consistency the way they did there. Everything they dialed up was working to perfection. They go 10 plays on the opening drive and cap it off with a touchdown.
They get set for the point after as we have the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. So a scoring drive there of 83 yards. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Tigers offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. And they are going to be met up front by a defensive line group that is going to make life miserable on the offensive line and the quarterback and this whole offense, David.
And this offense is fully aware of the challenge in front of them. This defensive line is quick, they're physical, they're powerful, they wreck games. They individually take over because of their greatness. It's focal point 1, 2, and 3, Jesse.
They're physical and athletic, and that's the thing that's so dynamic about this position group, right? They stop the run, they get after your quarterback. Tremendous challenge for this offense.
And the ball's on the ground. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover. A lot of ball handling goes on in the option, but after you pull it, you got to make sure you take care of it.
Because you're going to be in the teeth of the defense, right, Reese? I mean, if you pull that football, you're still in the center of the field where all those big D linemen and linebackers are living, so you got to be extra careful with your ball security.
Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. They'll leave it with him. There he goes. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down, but they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in second and short, not a good job by this defense.
The Tide will get the first down.
Got like that big, reliable security blanket. And that's what tight ends are a lot of the times. They're just usually big, huge guys that if I throw it anywhere near him, he's going to pluck it, catch it, and give me some positive yards.
Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Back to throw, it's Simpson. And the pass is incomplete, but there is a flag down on the play. Let's see what that's about. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. They're dealing with a second and long. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Myers on the move. He makes a grab. He kept him out of the end zone, but it'll be first and goal from the 1-yard line. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. On first and goal, let's see if Alabama can get it in the end zone. And he's brought down at the line of scrimmage, and the ball will stay at the 2.
Man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a ball.
He just threw that one away. Nobody was getting open. He had to live to find another play in the red zone. It'll be third down.
That is exactly what I would tell this quarterback to do. Throw that ball away. Don't force it. Don't create a turnover down here in the red zone. We still got a few more downs to go. Nice job by the QB with the decision-making.
This defense was put in a difficult spot, but they've made it tough, and now the offense faces third and goal. Trying to punch it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Bama!
And how about this offensive line. 3rd and goal, you gotta have it. They flew off of the ball. They got some push. They made that easy on their running back to score that touchdown.
The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. So they only had to move the ball 30 yards on the drive and finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Pulls and fires complete. Got the completion, but nowhere to go as that defense reacted quickly.
I'll tell you, I just don't like throwing wide receiver screens against press man coverage. Receivers are not great blockers, and they just couldn't get it done there, and as a result, the offense actually loses a couple of yards.
To the air on 2nd down. That's caught. It's Coleman. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Got it in the middle, it's Simmons. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. We've reached a break, and Alabama has the lead. And they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. Going to need to step up to make sure this one doesn't get out of hand as the second quarter is about to get underway. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Looking to throw on 1st down. And that's not the way they drew it up. It's incomplete.
Got to give the defense a lot of credit, man, because they've come into this hostile environment, and they've quieted the crowd down with some of the plays they're making. They've got a nice lead right here, and they're making it hard for this quarterback to go to work.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. Oh, out of space. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37. The Tigers kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. Out of the gun. The running back has it. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. Quickly out to the tight end. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
7th play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Grabbed over the middle. It's Singleton. He'll come through on 3rd downs. He's got enough, and they'll mark it at the 23.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. Just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up.
Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Now the connection takes it to the 11.
You blitz me, I'm getting the ball out of my hands. Really good job understanding that by the offensive coordinator, this quarterback, seeing the blitz, getting the ball to a playmaker, letting him do some damage. And more importantly, I don't have to throw way down the field. Just get the first down.
They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Give to the running back. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Now on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal try. And he'll try it from the right hash, and the angle shouldn't be too bad from this distance. Absolutely perfect. Wait just a second. There is a flag on the play. This is on the defense. It could be a first down. can't make contact with the kicker like that. A costly special teams penalty. You've got to know your path in front of the kicker. Offense comes back on the field. They'll go to the air. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
Man, these windows get tighter down here in the red zone, and those catches are a little bit more contested, more people near you, and it gets a little bit more difficult. But you need your players to step up for your QB and make that.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Tigers. An impressive, long, methodical, meticulous drive ends in points.
They just matriculated the ball down the field, didn't they, Reese? So impressive. Didn't see a lot of explosive plays, but how about the execution? Running and throwing the football. Wow.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner goes down. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Off the play fake on first down. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. Makes the grab. Turning on the Jets. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Big play to start this drive. Now they'll snap it from the 39. The RPO fired complete to the left. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
I love this defense's ability to fight off blocks and rally to the football. They do such a great job pursuing that wide receiver screen to only allow a minimal gain, no first down.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. To the air, it's Simpson. Steps away. Trying to make magic with his feet. Defense there to get him out of bounds as he gets it down to the 48.
Well, he hasn't called his own number very often in this game. That actually is the first time he's taken off and scrambled, but it was a really good decision. He's been killing this defense through the air. You've seen the arm talent, you've seen the accuracy. That time, really nice decision to tuck it and get what he can get. He's got this defense on their heels.
He'll be out of bounds. Good pickup on that play, and we're at the 2-minute timeout. The Tide with the 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Buys a little time with his feet. That's reeled in. It's Miller. Bounced off his feet.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And good job by this defense. Great job in the secondary. Eyes on the quarterback. They took away the first option, made him go to option 2, made him go through his progression, and then they got time to get home and get a hit on the quarterback.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
And he missed it. No good. And the margin is still 7 after the miss, guys.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
The throw to the outside is complete. He'll get it up to the 39 before he's run out of bounds, and this offense just patiently, methodically trying to do work. 2nd down, he'll throw it. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Bringing it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
That really wasn't his best throw. I tell you what, you got to choose when you're going to zip it in there and sometimes put some air underneath it. He chose the wrong one, put a little too much air underneath it. Defensive player makes the nice pick.
They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. Makes a man miss. And he finds some solid space. Makes a nice gain before the defense is able to stop him. Alabama with a multitude of options on second and short. Making side adjustments here. Gets the back moving. Looking to throw at Simpson. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
On third and short, they'll try to throw for it. He rifles one deep down the middle. Fires it into a crowd, and it's picked off. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
Well, they were probably thinking four-down territory with the third and short, so the quarterback is licking his chops thinking there's no way the defense is going to be thinking I'm taking a deep shot down the field right now. I've got a home run ball, but give the defender so much credit. He was ready for it, and he snags that out of the air.
Great discipline by this defense. Understanding it's third and short, you might get a short concept. No. Playing the deep ball great with great discipline. I like the way he breaks on the football, gathers the interception, and gets the big third down stop.
A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Wants to throw on first down. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They'll go back to the air on second down. Got his man. That completion will take them inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. The offense burns its third and final timeout of the half. Wide receiver comes in motion. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Touchdown, Tiger. Quick strike through the air for the score.
Well, that was a huge touchdown late here in the first half for their confidence.
The extra point is blocked. Still on his feet, and remember, he can return it. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they cap things off with a 9-yard touchdown pass. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Just enough time for one final play in this half. Here's the handoff. Sweet cut there. And after that short gain, they'll head to the locker room. It's halftime here. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, in a rivalry filled with magical moments, even more here today between the Tigers and Tide.
Just about set to get this second half underway. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Off the play fake on first down to throw. He's got an open man. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. They just dialed up one big play. Let's see if they've got another one on first and 10 from the 35. Catch in the middle. It's Singleton. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Auburn doing business in the red zone. Wide receiver going in motion. Goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Looking for a chunk play on second and short. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
And the defense has given up some plays, some passing yards on this drive. You want to stop that? Nice job rushing the quarterback, making him feel a little bit of pressure and getting him on the ground and now getting him behind the sticks.
And the throw to the sideline is complete, but won't be enough for the first down. And the Tigers had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. Quarterback on the keeper. Touchdown, Tigers! They take the lead with the 6.
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
And he puts through the extra point. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Miller with the ball. And he'll lose yardage on this play. Loses 2 yards. Great job by the defense. They've got him penned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. To the air, it's Simpson. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. Got it in the middle, it's Horton. Gets him on the ground at the 31, but a nice pickup of 15 yards there. And they'll line up from the 31 on first down. Give to the back. Not much he could do there. Does pick up 2 to the 34.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You've got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the second half.
Third down play from the gun. Here he goes breaking the pocket. Trying to escape and get it himself. They make the stop, but he knew exactly how much he needed and where he needed to get for that first down. Alabama rolling quickly downfield, set up with another first down. Scrambling away, finding open areas. How about that job to get down in the nick of time to avoid the big hit? Now across the 50 and at the 48-yard line, they'll have it first and 10. Leaves it with the back. It's a seam wide open. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34. The Crimson Tide rolled to that last first down on the ground. Let's see if they go right back to the run. Now improvising. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
And you get more and more hits on the QB like this right there. More and more making him scramble out of the pocket to the right. That's winning. He's going to start to see ghosts. He'll start to panic. He'll start to speed up that processor. Nice job by the defense making that quarterback feel very, very uncomfortable.
They'll run him out of bounds, but look what's on the ground. Penalty marker.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
Looking for a man. It's Simpson. Pocket breaking down. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Caught in the backfield. It's Miller. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground covered. Pick up the first. This Auburn crowd trying to conjure up a little magic here on third down. Fires to the end zone. Intercepted. Big play. Stops the drive.
And for that quarterback, that was a good feeling that turned bad really quickly. He saw cover one. He got excited, taking a shot deep down the field. After he threw it, though, he could see the defender had better positioning than his receiver did. And that ends up being an interception.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Just feeds the running back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Now facing a 3rd and long. Lost one deep down the right side. Snags it down the right side. Auburn to the line in a hurry. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the 1st down? They're going to test that run defense to the right here. Dropped after a pickup of 3 down to the 26. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Going to swing it on 2nd down. Fires to the middle. It's caught. They bring him down. He's got a 1st down, but that might be the final play of the 3rd quarter. They love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. Auburn comes to the line with a 1st and goal. He'll do it himself. He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer. Defense trying to come up with a stop on 2nd and goal. Using his legs, it's Alston. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. They've moved it right to the edge, and they need 1 more yard for the touchdown on 3rd down. Trying to surge it in. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and what a big 3rd down stop by this defense. 4th and goal from the 3, and the offense will stay out there and try to finish the deal. Touchdown, Auburn! Excellent pass by the back on the option.
And both sides of the ball. Late in the football. Coming together. Defense forces the turnover. Offense punches it in. 2-possession lead in this 4th quarter.
The coach wants the officials to have another look at the monitor. Using a timeout here, thinks the call is going to end up going his way. Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. The goalpost breathing down their neck as they're backed up in their own end, starting to drive from their own 1. Quarterback may change this route. From his end zone, a lot of room to throw downfield. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Safe completion on the screen. They'll make the stop, but not before they use the screen beautifully and pick up the 1st down. Alabama pushing the tempo. Throws for the tight end. Got a man in the middle. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be, because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
Pressure coming. He makes the catch. Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one.
Nice patience by the quarterback here, working against zone coverage. He was allowing his receiver an opportunity to find that open space in the defense before pulling the trigger.
Throws to the wideout. And he fires over the middle. It's incomplete.
I don't know if the quarterback read the coverage properly on that one, but obviously the result is an incompletion.
Looking for a man. It's Simpson. fires to the wideout. And they took a shot on that one but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete. These fans stepping up to help this defense on third down. Looking down the middle. It's caught downfield. And the defense able to drag him down, but not before. They'll recycle that down marker. Drip, drip, drip. The water droplets keep hitting the forehead. The paper cuts keep accumulating, and they keep moving the ball down the field, David.
Yeah, and there's a skill to that. I know it's not always the sexy route, and it's not what everybody wants, but, man, when you take what the defense gives you and you move the ball slowly down the field and your quarterback's making good decisions, your offense can put up great numbers, and now getting towards the red zone, try to get some points.
Unloads to the wideout. Got him downfield. They get him stopped, but the big gain has them on the doorstep. Let's mark it at the 13. Alabama comes to the line with 1st and 10. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Got it. And he will score. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. And they're looking for a 4th quarter lead, and they'll need a touchdown to do it. 1st and goal. Trying to power it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Alabama! Extra point here will give them the lead. And the extra point gives them a 1-point lead here in the 4th.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back. Knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking downfield on 1st down. A strike downfield. And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down. After the big play to start, now they are on the move at their own 45. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. The Tigers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is looking for a play to close this deal out. Now facing 2nd and long after the defense came up with that sack. Grabbed in the middle. It's Singleton. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down.
Well, there's no doubt where the quarterback's going to be looking in this 2-minute situation, trailing in this game. Tonight, time and time again, he has been feeding this guy the football, already over 100 receiving yards, and he comes up with another big play for his quarterback on a 2-minute drive.
And they fail to hook up on 3rd down.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
It's a 1-score game late, and they've got to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
It's such a fine line offensively. Late in the game, you got to score, you got to make big plays, but you can't turn the football over. Big-time mistake. This one might cost him.
Good field position to start this drive at their own 47. Smart move to keep it on the ground. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. They'll go to the ground. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
And it's really nice, whether it's RPO or not, is having a defensive line that stones the offensive line, takes away the gaps. It doesn't matter what your read is if you're winning up front on that defensive line.
On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up on the ground here. He's not going to get there, and this defense really needed a stop like that.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
He'll make the fair catch at the 13, and they will have less than favorable field position here. They'll try to put something together, backed up a bit, starting at their own 13. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake.
And they got to protect their quarterback better up front. They got to give him a little bit more time to make some damage down the field. But look at this. Here they go. No huddle, back on the line, make the defense communicate. Maybe you can catch him sleeping.
Finds the tight end. And they'll knock him down. They'll hurry to the line here to try to get off that 3rd down play. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Didn't have much of a choice, just had to throw that one away. It'll be 4th down. No signs of any kind of kickers. They'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. Trying to keep the drive alive. He did not get there, and they'll have to give up the football, and they might have just seen this game slip away. They go to the ground. There he goes. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown time.
That is how it's done. Great job by this offense. And because of the score and the time, you kick the extra point because you're going to make them go down the field, have to score, and get a 2-point conversion to tie this football game. Great drive by this offense.
He'll take a knee. It's a touchback save every second he can as they try to put together this final drive. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Fires to the middle. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure it to 1st down. Got to get lined up to spike it and stop the clock. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. Back to throw, and he needs to make a play. Snagged in the middle. It's Simmons. Offense will use a timeout with 28 ticks remaining. They'll try to move the chains on this 3rd and long from the 50. From the gun, wants to pass. Caught over the middle. It's Coleman. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the 1st down. And here we go. Down to score. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Makes a connection. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. Got to get everybody to the line and spike it to stop the clock. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Back to throw, and he's got to do it here late. He's got it down the middle. They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a 1st and goal from the 10. The latest edition of this in-state passion play is bathed in crimson as Alabama rolls to victory over Auburn in the Iron Bowl. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football. There is a long and storied history of great games between these two rivals, and this chapter adds another to that legacy.
Really impressed by the poise by the winning team as well here. They weren't overhyped in this game. They came out, they looked prepared, they were calm, definitely confident. David, they were able to go out and execute well enough to get this win.
And it's hard in these rivalry games with all the emotions running so deep. Like, you sometimes get overzealous. Sometimes you get too many penalties. It's hard to rein in your emotions, but they did. They kept it in check, and now bragging rights for a whole year.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.